Steve, hi, Jim Delapine here. I want to give you some video feedback on your character. You're doing a great job, and I like your energy. Let me give you this feedback here. So first of all, let me hit Control 0 to fit the document in the window. And it's a very interesting background. I want to show you an alternate way to do this. One thing I will tell you is that you need to have an adjustment layer that is a clipping mask, and I see that you have no saved and renamed selection, so I'm going to give you directions on how to do that in my comments to you. Okay. A lot of people miss that, but that is definitely a requirement. Remember that the saved and I mean you have this here. It's a lot different, as I noted in my comments for the previous assignment. You have a clipping mask here, but this is different. This is attaching an image into the text. Okay, so when you create a clipping mask, that clipping mask of that image attaches to the underlying pixels in that layer. So the same thing is true with an adjustment layer. So I'm going to show you how to do that before I end this video, but first let's talk about the background. It's interesting, but I'm going to show you an alternate way, an alternate method. So I have the circuit board that you used open here. Let me drag and drop it into my into Photoshop here. So we have that. I'm going to hit Control A and then to select all, Control C to copy it, then go here, and then I'll let's see here. I'm just going to paste it because I have the circuit board background active. It'll paste above that, so Control V to paste. All right, so we have the circuit board there. So let's see, if I control click on this layer thumbnail, it puts a selection around that. All right, so I can do a few things here, but let me rotate this. So Control T, and then I'm going to rotate this. All right, and click and drag up. And what's going on here? It's all of a sudden bogging down. So, okay, again, I'm going to click outside the selection or outside the bounding box and rotate it upward. As it gets near the top, I'm going to hold down the Shift key to lock it into a total vertical. That constrains it to a vertical. And then I'm going to hit Enter to apply that transformation. And all of a sudden, my computer's acting very slow. Interesting. Okay, so now I'll move this in position. I'll just drag this up here somewhere, and then I'm going to hit Control T again and pull this out, the middle bounding box, to fit the width. Okay, and I'm going to create a horizon here. All right, so the horizon could be, I'm actually going to bring the horizon up here. All right, and then I'll hit Enter to apply the transformation. Now what I'm going to do is hit let me just Control D, and now zoom in and zoom back out. Okay, so now I'm going to duplicate this layer, okay, by hitting Control J with nothing active, no selections active. Hitting Control J will duplicate a layer. Okay, so now I have this duplicate layer on top, and then I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, Flip Vertical, so it's upside down. All right, and then I'm going to click and drag straight down. Oh, what happened here? That's okay. All right, so it actually should have dragged down the whole file. All right, so it's okay. So I'm going to meet this here, right? So here is the horizon. And then I'm going to hit Control T again, and I'm going to pull down this bottom bounding box so that it meets the bottom. All right, I'll hit Enter, and then I'm going to go to Edit, oops, I'm sorry, I didn't have that layer active. Edit, Transform, Perspective. And then I'm going to pull out the bottom left or right bounding box, and now I'm creating essentially a floor. Okay, you can have the horizon down here if you'd like, but it just seems like it would fit better in this case here. So I'll hit Enter. All right, and now So now you have essentially a floor, but there's really no distinction between the floor and the background wall, for lack of a better word. So I'm going to select layer 3, and here's what I'm talking about with regards to an adjustment layer. I'm going to, in this case actually, you really would need to make it a clipping mask because it's the background layer, but here's how to create an adjustment layer that's a clipping mask. I'm going to click here on the adjustment layer icon with layer 3 active and select levels. And now I can, let's say, maybe perhaps darken that top area. It looks like that. Or actually, let me try something else. Let me try something else I think would work a little better. But it's up to you. I'm going to try use saturation. All right. Now I can change the color by adjusting the hue. Okay, so I can make the background a different color. Okay, and now a clipping mask for this. So I've created an adjustment layer, but to create an adjustment layer with a clipping mask, as I stated in the assignment requirements, you would hold down the Alt or Option key in between these layers and click. So now it's indented and it's attaching only to this underlying layer. But it's a little deceiving because you really don't have to make it a clipping mask because there's no underlying layers. However, if I'm trying to show you an example of what, okay, there's no example I can give you, but if you created, let's see, I'm going to create one for this layer here for the surge protector, the power strip. All right, so let's say I'll go to levels. All right, so I'll go to levels. All right, now if I make an adjustment here, I'm affecting all of the underlying layers. All right, but if I make it a clipping mask by Alt or Option clicking in between these layers, now it's affecting only that underlying layer. Okay, so now I can make an adjustment to the power strip. All right, so I can make it a little more vibrant. Good job, by the way, on using the layer mask for this wraparound for the cord. Great job on that. Good job on the shadow, by the way. All right, so that helps with that. Okay, so that's the purpose of an adjustment layer that's a clipping mask on the upper layers. Again, you have to have the correct name of the character in here. So, feel free to make that change. Well, you have to make that change, okay? So you've got the saved and renamed selection as a channel. I showed you how to create an adjustment layer that is a clipping mask, and I hope that helped. All right? All right, great job on the shadow, and thanks. Okay, bye.